Welcome everyone here, this is Michi with another episode of Simracing Academy. Today a driving instruction lesson together with Philip Andersson. And Philip has approached me towards the Swedish National competition here. And we're gonna be out in the Radical SR3X around the Indianapolis 2007 layout, so the road course here. And I'd like to thank Philip Andersson very much for the inquiry, for the order. And you guys will see a session that is being recorded on the 25th of January. And the race itself will be held on the 2nd or on the 3rd of February, so on that weekend, on the past weekend. And yeah, I wish you guys a lot of fun watching this, and Philip, I wish you that when you look back at the video, because obviously you get it earlier as being the customer, I wish you that it is very helpful for you and your progress. So I think we can go if you want, Philip.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, so
By the way, do you want me to log?
yes, you can log,
Yes.
and we can have a look at it afterwards then.
Yep.
It's not been on the video though, because the workbook I have, we also use that for FSR and stuff. Got a new workbook on the Motec thing, so yeah. Right, guys, so we're here in the Radical SRX, and just making sure that this video and picture is working well. So while he gets warmed up, I obviously have a look at his line, obviously have a look at how the car is driving, and we may also have to do some little show drive in order to get lines adjusted, in order to get ideas adjusted. However, I do know Philip is not a bad driver, already knowing his lap times around here. He's done a lot of practice so far, and his personal best right now is a 132.5, if I'm correct. And yeah, we want to have a look to improve that, and also we want to look to have a race ready for the a setup ready for the race, since the guy's gonna do qualifying around here and then have two 15-minute races each, so we kind of need to get a setup that is some sort of easy on the tires during a long period still. As Philip is now approaching to turn 1, the creaking you can hear is his accelerator paddle on the rig. That probably needs a drop of oil. It's not a bird, only if you're wondering. Radical itself is a pretty interesting car in terms of its driving behavior, so it is a pretty understeery one. In the terms of general turning ability, but as you can see right now, Philip is fighting the car very hard, but this is sort of exactly the kind of driving you need to do in this Radical. It is more being a drifted car around here, or in general here in rFactor 2. This car is very quick when being drifted the right way. So the off throttle rotation is just so immense. It feels like, yeah, a proper brake-by-wire system, with the brake-by-wire being extremely strong.
I'm still a bit cautious of pulling full throttle. Not really warmed up.
Yeah, take your time. The first few laps are usually just for me to see lines, to see general approaches, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, just a bit more fuel than qualifying fuel. It's like ridiculous how fast you cook the tires.
Yeah, I mean, it's more weight in the car, with a fuel can most probably being located in the back.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I'm taking some notes. We need to do some minimal driving line adjustment. Just very minimal, really. But it should support him big time.
Rears are gone. They're like 86%. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're drifting quite hard, and I think, as stupid as it sounds, if you drive the car a little more calmly at certain venues, it will help the
Yeah.
general pace. Like the slip angle or the angle of the drift you need to pull in, it needs to be very exact. It
Yeah.
could be, on the one hand, could be far too less, there's been not too much rotation or not enough rotation. And then if you exceed that right angle by just a degree or two, it just costs us time.
Yeah. It usually takes like 30 laps or something, and you start getting it right. And then it feels slow out of the corner, but it's really just working against the revs. So
Yeah,
I'll take some new tires, I think.
yeah, go again, and then I'm gonna also tell you what I see.
Yep.
Well, no, it's not too much really that is being done wrong, you know. Towards track limits, curb is not being considered part of the track, it's just the white line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So according to the rules, it's said to be 2 tires can be outside the white line. So the entire curb is outside the white line.
Yeah, copy. That's how
But as
I...
soon as the third tire goes over, like so,
This? Yeah.
then it's
Cut.
invalid.
Okay. Yeah, that looked like a good turn 10. That looked like a good middle sector, to be honest. 38.2 was the PB, and it's purple there, 37.938. That looks
That was
good.
a much better exit down to the straights.
Yeah. Also, your middle sector was purple, so it should definitely be a 32.
32, yes. 32.9.
Okay.
Oh shit. That's what I'm talking about when, as soon as I hit the curb, it over-rotates. So, it's such a fine balance.
Yeah, but there's probably not too much you can do about, because the curb is pretty rigid and pretty
Aggressive
high.
there.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see a couple of things, and I'm gonna tell you during the lap what I want you to do for the first time. So for the upcoming corner, try to take more of the inside curb, try to cut the corner a little bit more, take a little bit more speed. Yeah, like that. And I would also advise for the turn 9, you just take a wider entry, but it is too wide to my experience. Like, you given away too much speed outside the way, you know. So you increase your way and also give away too much speed. If you go a little bit more narrow into the corner but slow and make the car turn quick around this little corner, you might have better opportunities.
I have no.
Okay. Also, for turn 5, that is the one before you head into the second sector. I would try to take that as far inside as possible, and also stay to the far as possible on the inside on the exit, in order to improve the way into turn 6. Can you send me the set real quick, and I drive a show lap around there?
Yeah, of course. Let's see. Yeah, how do I send it? Sorry.
No problem. You click garage.
Yeah.
And on the bottom it says voting. And then on the right hand row, the second of the top, send garage setup.
No, it doesn't say voting. It only says voting on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On standings.
In standings.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
There it is.
Thank you. So
I'm using a bit more wheel range lock than you were doing. Since I tend to rotate the car sometime, I can't really correct it if it's at 20 degrees.
yeah, that might have. What is your steering rotation on your wheel at home?
Yeah.
What is that? Your steering rotation?
It's at 540.
Yeah, mine's at 400, so that's where the difference is.
Okay.
Quickly enable push to talk here. So, basically, what I would try to do in your case is, well, first not spin here, but yeah, I need to get used to this car. Try to go really hard here and stay on the right hand side in order to maximize the entry for this one.
Yeah.
As this might enable you to do faster cornering speeds. So also let's see whether I can get the turns right here for the upcoming ones. So you can brake a little later and carry much more speed through here. And then you stay more on the inside and try to drift the car around here a little more than I just did. The drift angle and the way of drift you have here in this turn 10 is literally pretty good. It is just for the first one. You're making the turn of turn 9 by your driving even harder than it actually is. Saying you have to overcome a 180 degree turn and you make it a 200 degree turn, more or less.
Yeah.
And beside that, you also put an additional 5 or 6 meters to it, which in slow speed corners, that is a lot of track. I'm just trying to take 1 or 2 laps around here real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Also try to stay as much on the inside as possible in turn 1 in order to maximize the angle here through turn 2. Not just like that, but in that kind of manner. And if the car is too violently on turn in, when coming into a corner, make sure before the actual turn in to already be on the throttle again, so you can stabilize the car, as the throttle in this car operates a differential, which is helping the balance here. So the coast setting is pretty aggressive, I have to say. Too early on the throttle.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah. In general, I have to say, this car, despite being loath to be drifted, the more controlled you are with it, the longer the rear tires keep alive, the longer... Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much better to try and have it in a controlled slide rather than counter-steering it 24/7.
The lap was a 1:34.0.
I noticed when I was driving with more fuel and doing the full stints, I had to be really cautious not to like spin around.
Yeah.
And it made the rear tires last. And then I did a recording just to see if I could push all the way through 10 laps. And by lap 3, my tires were down like to under 80%.
I hear you. Yeah, right now I just want to go for this and another lap, just to see things like you may have to brake a little early. And now I just locked up the front, didn't allow it to turn in.
Yeah.
But in general, just as I said, the helping keeping some throttle on the car while being on the brakes is pushing the car balance a lot in terms of keeping it stable. Because as much as you drift slide it out of the corners, the car is pretty unhappy turning in on the rear end. So it might be a clever thing to keep some throttle attached there. Just try to see it for turn 1. You brake really early here. Yeah, I waited too long to get the throttle done again.
Yeah.
It is a very hard driving technique because you need to fool your brain to a certain extent. But what I definitely would try in your case is go hard over that curb because it keeps it somewhat stable still.
And it rotates the car a little, like free, to the right without having to steer to the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little bit. It likes to unsettle you pretty much, but I also...
Yeah, especially on exit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much.
I think the tires are pretty much.
Yeah, also, I mean, getting used to this car, but right now in terms of line optimization, I think you pretty much have seen what I was on about.
Yeah, so it's about 1.5 meters further to the right in turn 9.
Yes.
And at turn 5, we want to be on the curb, like exactly middle of the car over the curb.
Yes.
And then you want to snag turn 6 on the curb.
No, don't touch the curb in turn 6 because that is turning this thing around because you're off throttle or just semi-throttle.
Okay.
So if you just go out now and we go through it once again while just do the testing on the warm-up lap and then you're gonna see what I'm about. So pretty much what I would do in turn 5 is just kiss the curb, steer carefully over it, and then take a wider entry into turn 6. Do not touch the curb, but go close towards it. And yeah, just stabilize the throttle. The problem is that these curbs, once you go on top of them, they some sort of increase the friction on the front tire and then turn you around real bad.
It's like a Astro surface.
Yeah, they sort of... They definitely do unsettle the car for whatever reason exactly. But just try taking that turn 5 on the inside curb now. You see the car stays somewhat stable because you're...
Not very much.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you have to be careful over it, but it's still the faster way. And if you stay away from the curbs in 6 and 7, you're gonna be fine. Also, I have set the rules on hard for the server, so whenever you go off the track and gain an advantage, it disables your lap time.
Okay. Oh.
Did. Yeah, so now also turn 8, you can carry a lot more speed now, which you have to do also, and this will line you up with a more correct line for turn 9 anyway, because you're still exiting turn 8 when already some sort of turning in for turn 9. So you basically do not have the time even to go to the left hand side and widen your entry. So let's have a look. With the new lines, we should see a purple sector time in sector 2 real quick, real easy. You really see though that Philip has done over 100 laps of practice on this car already. I was fearing that he slides off the track. So first sector is 3/10 off. But I think the second should be a blast if he gets it entirely right. Not too bad. I think we hear feedback real quick as well. Still need some fiddling, but sector 2 is 38.3.
Just trying to get used to that line.
Yeah, that is pretty much what I expected.
So not really pushing, but yeah.
Yeah, I expected that, and this is also the right approach. You need to some sort of get a feel for what is really possible and what not. It's not like you simply change a line and be quick immediately. Yeah, much better line through 1 and 2. This accelerator pedal though. That looked like a real good sector 1. Yeah, just half a tenth of his purple sector time.
Wow, aggressive. Sorry.
It's all good. I think you're going a little too early on the throttle into turn 6. So, you know the specific racing line you would have in Silverstone and Woodcots, the turn 7 there? This 180-degree right-hander, which leads on the former Ultimate Corner to the old...
Yeah.
That one is a very good example for this turn 6 left-hander, as you...
So it's tight, wide, tight, and...
Yeah, exactly. Tight, wide, tight, double apex turn.
Yeah.
That is how I would see it, because with a tight, wide, tight, you have a good of enough of an exit, or a good of enough of an entry into turn 7.
Yeah.
I know this is the hard part though, to keep on the throttle but still slowing the car down in order to keep it stable but slowing down. This is tricky in that one. Yeah, nice. Nice one too, indeed. A little of an error here, no biggie though. Yep, the exit pretty much was perfect, as we had a good approach into 7.
Yeah. Well, I have no fuel, so it's
Okay.
not really. Yeah. It's kind of interesting that in the end, at the moment, we're only chasing like 0.2 in speed.
Yeah, we're not chasing a lot.
No.
It was a purple first sector. 28.774.
Damn, turn you.
Yeah, interestingly enough, in that car you need to go off the throttle in order to make a turn and spin, rather than trying to spin, drift, slide it with the throttle. As weird as it sounds.
Yeah, I noticed. That was 32.7 otherwise.
Yep. I saw the first sector being purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to try go full car over the, or nearly full car over that curb. Otherwise you're coming too wide, you know?
Yeah.
And if going too wide, you need to to steer to the right in order to maximize the entry, and that should not be the case. So first sector was on the level of his PB at the minute.
I haven't thought of that. That it oversteers off throttle.
Well, it's the thing that settles you up most
Yeah.
of the time. You experience it a lot into turn 8 and 9 at the minute?
Especially in 9 and 10.
Yes.
So usually I rotate it on throttle. But now I've been having problem. Also, the logger is talking to me at the same time, trying to speak. Now I've been experiencing, since the setup now is pretty good on the rear, to get drive out of every corner in sector 1. It's worse in the start of sector 3 because I can't really like throttle it around the corners.
I hear you. Let me think about something.
Yeah. And this is even with, we're running like no wing, and the rear is good. So that's good.
Wow. That was a brilliant turn 1, I have to admit. Yeah, despite this runoff out of turn 4, just half a tenth off his purple, but half a tenth up to his PB. Yeah, he's now getting it right in order to make the car rotate off throttle and make it understeer, make it keep it
It
stable
was a
on
very
throttle.
slow entry on turn 9 there.
Yeah, but you learned the effect of the off throttle car movement, so it's important and you will use it in the future. Was a purple middle sector indeed, and there we go. Also PB. So purple middle sector, purple final sector. Middle sector though, yeah, purple by a tenth. You have been purple by a tenth on the middle sector though.
It was.
Yep.
What was the split time?
37.86.
Okay. So ideally, according to the competition, it should be 37.3. I think that's mainly these two, 9 and 10. You can so easily lose like a half a second here.
Yeah, maybe other drivers put the half of the car on the curbs, especially in the first turn.
Could be, since the practice server isn't set to strict either. The track limits, I mean.
Yeah. Still, I mean, remember you're sitting in the right-hand sided car, so when you ride on the curb, like centered, riding on the curb, the left-hand wheels are still far off the white line.
Yep.
Just trying to ride that inside curb a little harder this time. In turn 9.
Turn 9. Yep.
Yeah, and trying the outlap to go full throttle over the turn 5 curb.
Turn 5, yeah.
Yes. So try taking the upcoming curb really hard. Yeah, just like that. I think, let me see. Let me quickly check with the rules. How is it seen if the tire is still in touch with the white line? Because
If you mean the inside tires, or
no, the tires on the circuit,
yeah,
they have not crossed the white line. They have just touched it and stood on it.
that should be okay. It's when the third tire goes outside.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the way you just did the turn, now focus on turn 8 real quick before I go on.
I just slow down to listen.
Ah, sorry. Yeah, well, I wanted you to focus on that combination.
Yeah.
Ride that curb on the inside here, turn 9. Ride it. Right.
Well,
That one.
I'm onto the straight now.
Oh shit. Sorry, I'm in tape delay.
Okay.
That was my bad. So I had to finish my point real quick. The way you took turn 5 was just valid.
Yeah.
So just try to take this for a good sector 1. That one happens sometimes, jumping around in the tape replay. Once again, a good turn 1. That was a good 4. Now look at 5. Very good. Just unsettles it a little bit when coming over the curb, but no biggie, you know. Could been a bit better. In 6. 7 is good though. Sector 1 was nearly purple, so we're a 10th up though on the PB. He's a little too late in the turn for 8. And then I think he misses a lot of time of not being at the curb.
Welcome to Dirt Rally.
Yeah, some people now will say this is rFactor 2 style.
Yeah.
Well, it's a purple middle sector though. And I just can tell you, if you touch the inside curb of turn 9, the first of those 2 hairpins, you will find another 10 for 2. You can even try yourself to hung it up the inside of the curb with the right hand tires and just like get pulled around.
Okay.
Also try a little earlier turn in for the upcoming turn 8.
My timing was off.
A bit. You should not short shift there, should not upshift. Second gear should be
Okay.
very good there. You got fuel for another one?
2.3 liters.
Yes, that is enough.
It's not gonna be fast because tires.
It doesn't matter right now.
Yep.
All we
Yep.
look right now is the right rhythm and shit. Yeah, your lines through 1 and 2 are brilliant right now. Also try that line more often for turn 4. And try to be more on the inside for 6 on the initial turn-in. Like you see the rubbered line is there on the inside. You should at least try to be on that.
Yeah.
Because the first initial half of the turn 6 is pretty slow.
Shit.
Yeah, you sometimes turn in too late.
So you mean there
Yeah.
and there?
Not
Okay.
necessarily on the second corner, but definitely on the first. Although the second corner looked sweet as well, with being on the curb like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I would just try and take another 3 or 4 laps to get it right there.
Yeah.
And what I also saw in your turn 8, this one was the one you just fucked up there before the double hairpins.
Yeah. The massive power slide to the left.
Yes, to me it seems like you some sort of missed a turn in and then turn in a lot, and that swings the car around. Whereas
Yeah.
compared to the other lap where you were a little, I don't know, a little more cautious, I would say.
I released the brake too hard on this one because I was late and I knew that if I would brake, I
Yes,
would go
yes.
outside. So
So what
I
I've
tried to.
experienced a
Yeah.
lot in this car is straight braking is not even hard. It is also fucking up the balance of the car.
Mm.
So whenever you hit the brakes, make sure you are like 5 or 4 meters off the braking point to the early side, because you're just gonna need that time to slowly remove the brakes and, if necessary, very very tinily counter control it with the throttle in order to keep the car straighten. That will definitely help for turn 8. So you want to be off the brakes on the initial turn in for turn 8. Also try to turn in very soft there, because it feels
So
like
the same as turn 1, then basically.
um to a
Because you
certain, yes, to a certain extent. Turn 1 also is from the problem is turn 1 goes tight towards the end of the corner, whereas turn 8 is basically just like a
opening up, yeah.
not only opening up, it's just basically a 90-degree super standard 90-degree turn. But you want to take it a little like turn 1, so you want to be not too late on the entry, but you want to hit the car on the curb there real hard, but you want to be off the inside curb once it gets steep. The first half of the curb is flat, you know. Let us
I
quickly
didn't notice. Yeah.
let us quickly jump back into the replay tape, and I'm gonna tell you where we need to be. Go on your camera.
Yep.
And then go to tape position 2000, where you see it real good. 2003, 2652.8.
I'm at 43. I'm on the back straight there. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2065, sorry, 2652. That is position what it needs to say. Got that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Got it.
So if you look there, you have the concrete, the tarmac, on the inside of the curb where it is flat, and as soon as the grass begins, there is this little hill coming up. This
Yeah,
is
I see it now.
this
Yeah.
is where the curb becomes banked, and this is the moment when you want to be off the curb again, and then you're gonna get a really good exit into turn 9, turn 10.
So I'm too late into the corner.
And this is the perfect point of time. If you go to 2651.2.
What happened now? Now I can't go. No, I'm on the wrong camera mode. Or am I?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the cockpit here. You see, you are 2651.
Yeah, I was. Then I pressed R and
Dead.
then.
Yeah. Well, just tell me when you're back again.
I'm back. 2653.
Yeah, 53 is... No, the actual mistake happens a little earlier. Go to 2651.5 and stop it there real quick.
Yep.
That, for me, that is third gear at around 159 kph.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you go in slow-mo a little bit further, and you see on the right...
How do I choose slow-mo?
Slow-mo is being chosen if you press the arrow down on the 4 arrow keys.
Arrow down. Oh yeah, on my keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. And you see on the right hand side there's a little service road.
Yeah.
That is the initial turn-in is a little... I'm not sure. It is a little too late, I would say. Just a tiny bit. But what you see real good, and right now I'm position 2652.0 on the tape. You see you have like still 45% of the brake being attached, on the brake being held, and you start turning in.
Yeah.
What happened next? If you keep it in slow-mo, and you start seeing it just 4/10 later, at 265 2.4, this is where the car very hard starts to rotate. And you still see 30% on the brakes. And this is where the car unsettles themselves. You see it and you start counter steering it immediately, but it's nearly too late. Like, you have too much slip angle. The car right now, if I'm in tape position 265 3.3, you see you're steering hard to the right and 50% throttle. Right now, if you take the camera position, and I'm just gonna do it in the video, and the car looks like this, you will see what I mean in the video. So just, I'll say 10 to 15 degrees more to the right. This will get you a perfect exit then. So I will also get on the car real quick again and turn in the one or other lap to show again. So basically, what
I
you
accidentally mapped the field of view buttons to the up and down.
Oh.
So when I went into slow-mo, I had changed the... Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's one.
That gave you a constant cinema of 3D, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. Let's not do that again.
No.
I'm just gonna go into the car and like reset my field of view again.
Yes. Just let me. I will change
30.
the steering rotation in the.
I'm just gonna change the mapping really quick because
Yeah.
that's just stupid.
Also,
camera,
I changed real quick the rotation for my wheel to a more likable setting.
Where is it?
Oh, dead. Yeah, it happens really easy because here the car really becomes unsettled after you left the curb. Just gonna try to replicate what I tried to tell you for turn 8 myself. Oh shit, I got damage on the car. Yeah, I need to restart real quick, but what I basically would do...
Yeah, you're trying to miss the grass patch.
Exactly. I mean, that was due to the damage now, I believe. I will go real quick.
Yeah, but I saw it was a spot online. It's like I'm looking from outside the car, and you were like an inch off the grass.
Yes.
So,
I mean, you will automatically get there. You're trying to overshoot the corner a little. Oh shit. Yeah, got speeding in pits.
Classic.
Yeah, I do not have the right command line in my head. Nevertheless, though, I think your lines around turn 1, turn 2 are pretty impressive. Not sure if you could be a little quicker if you keep more to the right hand side after turn 1 in order to maximize yourself through 2. But that is just a theoretical thing. Here for that one, as I said, try to come a little more from the outside. I need to get used to the new steering. It is softer for me now, not as sharp on the turn-in.
Yep.
Also wait until that curb is done before moving over, otherwise you're gonna scratch with your underfloor.
Yep.
Here you saw I hit that that little bank too hard, which unsettled the car. Oh, yeah, I look like a total noob now.
No, this car is like, you need at least like 10-15 laps and then you get used to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, since we talked last time, yesterday I did I think it was 150 laps.
Wow.
Including out lap and in lap, of course, but
Yes. Well, still.
yeah, it's a 50 timed laps. So I saw when you did the Botnia Ring stream, and I mean it's the same thing. You said there yourself. It's like a couple of minutes and you're warmed up, and then 20 minutes later you have full speed.
Okay, I didn't think it was actually possible to... No. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I need to take a different car. I actually didn't think it was possible to...
Cut T2.
Not cut T2. Was it valid? I'm not sure whether this was a valid run, but... I drift slided it too hard and couldn't counter steer it anymore, like for twice. So maybe the steering was too soft now. So 450 might be the better solution for me. But 540 I just simply couldn't drive. You know, I turned my wheel here 5 degrees to the left and the right and the car just instantly went.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be a little bit more accurate with that one. But I experienced it once I prepared for today is that you'd rather be on the brakes a little too early and off the brakes a little too early as well, and then coasted into the turn. Because even the coaster turn in, that spins you around like this, but it is a little more controllable, rather while still being on the brakes.
Okay, so you went for the like rubber band effect. After you touch the curb, you slide it out and then straight back.
I just didn't want to touch the curb, but I sort of had to in that moment.
Yeah, yeah. That is a scary line.
Yeah, right now I need to test the one or other thing myself real quick before I'm talking total nonsense to you. Because it might be just the case that just staying off the curbs in turn 9 and 10 might be actually the better solution. I think it really depends how hard you hit it. Oh. And in what kind of angle, which makes the challenge just a little bit harder as it actually is already. I should not counter steer that and just let it do it. It is the very same thing as you caught me testing for today's session. The very same thing happened there. It took me like 15 minutes to actually troll my mind so hard to let the car drift in some circumstances. Not in that one though.
Because it feels wrong to rotate off throttle.
Yes.
It's very weird.
Yes. But sadly it's just how the car is.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, lap will not count. So don't do that.
I've actually done that a couple of times. That's the only time I really short shift into turn 7
Okay.
to like settle the car, and then I go back down to second and just coast it in when I'm too far to the right.
Let me go again real quick because I just found something out. So you should be on the inside curb of turn 9,
Okay.
but not drifted. Because when drifting it becomes unpredictable. So what you need to do instead is being slow enough beforehand and just sit on the curb and wait until the car goes around the turn.
Okay, so let the curb rotate you instead.
This curb does not rotate you that much because the center of gravity, or yeah, because of the low speed, the gravity effects are not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, try to be in higher RPM ranges for stability.
Mm. So short shifting out of turn 9 to turn 10 is not a good idea?
It is a good idea once you feel comfortable with it. Let me show you. So you brake a little earlier here. You open up the throttle. Oh fuck. No, but basically the line here is you sit on that curb and rotate it. It will pull you around.
Yeah.
And same here. Once you feel comfortable with everything, then you go hard on the throttle. I just want to get one clean lap in, at least.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
No, it's okay. It's just me. I mean, I'm here to show you the right line, so I at least need to get it in with a proper lap time so you can see that it works. Scheiße. Yeah, 3/10 off here already.
Yeah, but now you have worn tires as well. I did that on the first lap after outlap.
Yeah, but you know, the other lap I just did was so crap. It should still allow me with worn tires to improve that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm 5.5 tenths off now. But if I just try to get those turns right here. Okay, final time was bad again, but yeah, I just found 2 or 3/10 over the 9 and 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, in that lap, I'm not sure, what did I set now? A 37.8. That is just about your level right now. And remember, I had a pretty bad 5 and 6.
I can't see the splits here. I have to go out.
I can show you where you can find them.
Yeah, I know. 37.8.
Yeah.
7.3.
That is a very good line through here.
Yeah. I hate that turn 7 when you have to have patience.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is really... Mm. Well, it's not going to be enough for you, but
The only thing there was wide into T. The same thing I do all the time.
yeah,
Wide into T10,
yeah,
so you can't apply power early enough.
yeah.
And it's like a split second.
It is not much, definitely not.
No. But I saw what you did. You broke very early for T9, which made you came in too slow.
Yeah.
So it didn't rotate from that reason. I mean, we're talking about milliseconds too early.
I can also say to you that it was pretty good in turn 9. Let's just go with my camera real quick and look from the top. Replay time 414. Hold on. 414. Okay, even earlier 413. 8.5. 7. Yeah, make it 418. 41385. Sorry. You can or can't?
Why can't I?
Have you moved your buttons?
Yeah.
You need to press R first to get into the
Okay.
replay mode.
Oh, thank you.
And then 41389.
Oh, I'm in the wrong driver as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
swap the car to the same livery.
Yeah.
So you see that the
41 what?
4138.9.
Yeah. On there.
So you see half of the car is on the curb. And now I also know why it rotates so much. The high torque in compared with the big
Low.
camber,
Yeah.
and the fact that we are on a banked curb, that just, we have camber set to 2.5 degrees, and this camber or this curb just raises the right hand side of the car so much that the car is, or that the front left tire is nearly 0 degree camber to the straight, which gives it a lot of grip, and together with the toe in at the front and the good turn in it has, it rotates around the corner. So that is what I did in that one lap, is I put half the car on the curb of turn 9.
So it's basically like going down the stairs and holding the rail when you turn around.
Yes, exactly. And look what I did for turn 10. I missed it. And I missed it by a good meter, and I think that is what the other guys are doing. They managed to somehow put the car on that curb as well, and that is what you need to do in that corner, because here it puts you around because of the low speed. It's easy to counter steer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, also here for turn 8 I was too late. Yeah, but I would advise you to try and do that. Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch it again.
Yeah, just watch it, and once you feel comfortable, go with it.
So you're aiming on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th marking of the curb. So after the third blue.
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the marker for 1, the braking, and 2, the fence on the right side.
Yep.
Or barrier. And then just after the third blue one. Let's see. Just the thing you said with rotating off throttle did like it was 1.5 tenths. Just knowing that,
Yes.
it felt really good. Holy shit, that feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
Yeah, but it's just right. Just get it testing in. Yeah, you're still missing a meter here to the first apex, but this is alright. You will get there. It is, whatever you learn right here, you need to really practice and practice and practice and endless hours afterwards still. Yeah, that is a
Is
good
it too
turn
much?
8. No, that is, yeah, maybe a little too much, but in general really good.
Yeah, I see on the delta there on the exit.
Mm-hmm.
Just by being on the curb, it was going in the right direction.
Yeah, it was boosting away so much out of that turn.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's compared to
you nearly
36,
did
so
purple
yeah.
again. It was 37.849, which is purple, and you did a 37.887. So
Okay.
you're
It
not.
felt like crap.
No, no, no. As you said, the moment you go over the curve, and I'm pretty sure you gained a lot of time in turn 8 as well. Unless
Wow.
it's my. No, yeah, you did. You did a good middle sector.
Okay.
Just don't use the curbs there, as you are too fast.
Yeah.
Alright, focus on this section now.
Damn it.
Yeah, that one was sweet though, apart from the actual exit.
Yeah. I missed the shifting paddle.
Did.
Yeah. Did you ever play Crash Bandicoot when you were small?
Crash what?
Crash Bandicoot. It's like an arcade game.
No, I don't think so.
If you miss something, you have to do it all over again. It feels like that.
Yeah, sometimes testing is exactly like that.
Yep.
Alright, go for it, come on. So we got 10 minutes left, and I'm not gonna tell him to do any more than this, rather than just hit the marks. Yeah, tires were done anyway.
Yep.
Alright, we
Let's take
got...
some new ones.
Yeah, we got 10 more minutes, so... we don't get into something new right now, it's just like getting... What we want to refocus on is hitting turn 6 on the inside, so you really do this tight, wide, tight thing. This is for turn 6. And for turn 8, we're gonna focus on the early turn in on the quick traveling speed through the corner itself to just come wide towards the exit, but not in a big slide.
Yeah.
And then we focus on taking the curbs turn 9 and 10, and that should give you at least a 0.5 or something, 37.5 in the middle sector.
Yep. Okay. So then optimal would be 32.2.
Yes. Let me see.
If we take the best splits.
Yeah.
When I did the 32 from 0.5.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like sector-wise, right now you're on a low 32.6.
Yeah, from today, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
So his progress is quite impressive, though.
I'm just gonna show you one thing, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, while you do your in-lap, let me check something in between. Yeah, that is some sort of
that
right.
was... So that was the same kind of... That was what you were talking about, right?
Sort of. I'm gonna show you. You know what? Let's just finish that session, and then we're gonna do a little race of sets. I still
Yep.
30 minutes or something, but we're just gonna do some laps.
Yep.
Yep, that is the line we're looking for. And then just a little tighter on that one. Yeah, good one for 10. So for the qualifying you need to do that. I think in the race you might need to conserve or preserve the rear tires a little more.
Yep.
So 1.5 tenths off first sector. Not the quickest way through turn 7. That could be a little quicker still, but nothing too major. Kinda okay-ish. Oh, too quick. Was kinda okay-ish through 8. 10 was a blast. 10 was really good. Wow. Purple middle sector, 37.6. And that with a fucked up turn 9. That in itself says a lot. He's currently on his way to get PB. Very marginal if he can make it, because the exit was not too good. Yeah. Turn 11 was not the best of turns he had, but it will get him there pretty soon. It was a good one for turn 6. 7 just fucked it up a little. Let's have a look though. Yep, better turn 9. Let's see about turn 10 now. Slides over the curb there, sadly.
Yeah, I felt it now.
Yep.
I was 2/10 behind, and then I went into turn 9, and I was green.
Yep.
Directly.
Yeah, and then you missed turn 10 curb and did.
Yeah.
Also for turn 4, go into second gear for more power on the exit.
Yep.
Second. Yeah, you need that second there a little earlier, should give you more stability.
Yep. I didn't hear what corner it was, so.
Yeah, that was turn 4, the one I meant. So he's 4/10 off sector 1. The tires are done now as well.
Damn it.
Yeah, aboard the lap here, fuel down and take a final lap. You got 3 minutes to go. That should just be enough for staying in the session. And then let's just do a race for a few laps.
Oh, the grip. Feels good to be light.
Well, remember you did.
It's like...
Yeah. Remember that you do as fast with more fuel, with like 3 times more fuel than what you did on the server, so you already have a net improvement for weight.
Yeah. That's really fun. I'm liking that.
Wow. That was brilliant 910. Just do that 910 again. That was brilliant. Okay, no pressure, man. We can do it. Come on.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed that this session just does not skip over. If he's on a good lap. As I want to see him badly. Doing an improvement, having this moment of success in the end of the work. Looks pretty quick. Sector 1, purple, 24 thousandths. Oh, this looks pretty neat so far. Fingers crossed, please let the session not move. Oh, very good. Not the pitch perfect, but should be good enough. Middle sector, a 37.5, another purple. Another purple, can't bring it home, please. He's looking for a 0.4 here, or 4.3 even. No!
No!
Ah!
Damn.
I need to figure that with the server. No!
Just half the straightaway.
Yeah. On a side note though, you were coming for a low 0.4 or a high 0.3, according to the sectors.
Yeah, low 0.4. I could see it.
Yep.
And I lost like half a tenth in the last corner. Because otherwise, I mean, the
Okay.
32.3, it was there.
Yeah. So I'm happy you fucked up the last corner, so there's still room to improve. I would have kill shot myself if the lap itself would have been good enough for for master PB and then be deleted. All right. How about 15 liters and simply go until the tank is empty, or make it 14 liters and simply go until tank is empty in the race? How about that?
Could
Okay.
I just go to the toilet real quick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that means I'll grab myself a new coffee. So, yeah, despite the server fuck up there, we have done quite some progress. His personal best time is definitely not quicker than what he did right there. Which means, you know, having more weight on the car, refining the driving lines. You could argue on my bad that I should have tested more lines beforehand, but that car is so special, as it rotates off throttle, as it is not the not the most stable car as well. So you need to drive it very, very unique, and therefore obviously very much possibilities work. You've seen in other turns like turn 2, 3, 4, once you touch the curb, dead. However, for turn 9 and 10, because the speed is so slow, you want to touch it as it pulls you around the corner. Just gives you that little more rotation, which is too much in the higher speed corners. And yeah, just simply from adapting his driving style, we haven't even worked on the set yet.
Back.
He's done
what
very
setup,
well.
do you want to use? The current one?
Yeah, stick with the current one. So I have that already.
Yeah. So
if you're good to go, we can go.
Yeah, I'm good.
Straight to race. Yeah, it says 30 minutes, but we simply just want to stick it there. Let me test that with the clutch real quick.
Okay.
What I want to do is like this.
Oh, wait. Let's see.
So it was just. Shall I restart warm up real quick? Let me restart to warm up real quick, so you can
Yep.
see what I mean. So just watch my pedal inputs, what I do. So we're in the long gear ratio, right?
Yep.
Just go as soon as it goes green here.
Yep. Okay.
So I danced on the clutch. I think you saw what I mean.
Yep. So like go 50% and then from
Yeah, and simply, yeah,
disengaged and back and disengaged and back. Yep.
yeah. So that is pretty much what I mean. I have some little advantage here, as the G29 pedal has a stupid braking pad. I have swapped the clutch and the brake pedal around. So
Okay.
every single time I hit that resistance, I'm like at 70% or 80% of clutch input, and that is just gives me the perfect point to release the clutch again, as I'm not too far off in order to completely lose the drive. So I might have a
Yeah.
little advantage on that regard right now.
Mm. Well, my
Anyway,
Fanatic V3s are pretty heavy on the clutch.
yeah,
Uh,
you need the proper foot play for it.
yeah. But on the competition, it's going to be Thrustmaster pedals, so they are very much more flimsy.
Ah, okay, is that a local? Okay, here we go. Oh, you're not on the grid, right?
No, I'm not. Maybe I should be. Restart?
Would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is restart race? There.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
So enter track.
Yep. I wonder whether you are... Wait. Oh, you're on the right-hand side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the left?
I'm on the left, yeah.
Okay.
Well, have fun.
Interesting. Same.
Their lap was a 1:41.75.
So, he's definitely sitting in my draft. As I could see, the delta between us two become smaller on the main straight, just slightly, but it worked. So one little mistake here could be deadly. So, better exit from him. 5.5 tenths. Let's see what the slipstream's gonna be. He's in it, definitely. 5 tenths the gap. 5.5.
The
4.
lap was a
3, 2.
1:33.46.
Holy shit. That was pretty much perfect practice for him for the race, which actually will be done once you see this video, but doing wheel-to-wheel fighting, seeing how the car operates in slipstream. So basically I need to make sure myself having at least, if not more, than 6/10 of a gap and coming towards this main straight.
Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah, I saw something in the mirror.
That was a 1:38.41.
Oh shit. So right now I'm on very unknown areas as tires come down. Fuel is still heavy. And experience is low. So Philip is quick, definitely. So again, 5.5 tenths the gap. Had a better exit out of the final turn though, so it's 6.5 tenths, and this time I should be safe. This time the draft should kick in way later and not as severe. He's in the draft again.
That was a
6/10.
1:34.82.
5.5. So yeah, the cliff is around 5.5 up to 6/10. That is where the slipstream cliff is. Oh shit. So, still talking about 7.5 tenth here. Should get him into the draft, but not give him possibility to attack. Oh, I forgot to shift.
That lap was a 1:33.71.
Well, that is his only possibility, but in order to really overtake, being close enough. Oh shit! Sorry, man.
That's fine. I nearly made the same mistake. It's interesting, you know, on lap, I think it was lap 2 or 3. You had a really big slide, the first one of your big slides. And the lap after that, I started catching you. So I think it's like conserving the tires is more important in the race than actually being fast.
Don't overinterpret that. All I think that happened is I got the temperatures high, and then they exceeded the window with that slide, and for you it just
Okay.
happened a little later.
Yep.
What is your tires currently?
It's 91 front and 88 back.
I got 91 front, 89 rear.
1:44.35.
So pretty equal. By the way, try to avoid that exit curb as you ground on it.
Yeah.
Right, if I don't be a wizard right now, I'm about to die on the main straight. Gap is 5, 6, 5, yeah. Marginal. 580, 570. That will be the save margin. If he comes down out of the final turn below 520,
That was a
he's good for a move. If he comes out above it, he's not. Look, it's just a difference. 2.5 tenths, not more. Oh, shit. Oh yeah, now he has big chances. So fight now. Now he's on it. Now he's on it. Now all I can do is try to maximize the time being out of the slipstream, which I did here. Not allowed to spin here now though. Yeah, he's so much sitting in it.
That lap was a 1:34.38.
Remember, this race has also been won by the guy that has more fuel left. And this could be him for sitting in the draft, definitely. $5,750. Thought it was 575 on the gap between us two. Now he's sitting in the draft again, 5/10.
That was a 1:34.99.
Yeah, too far back though. Oh shit. He's ahead. Did we touch?
Yes, a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
I was sliding out and as you were turning in, because I had a sharper line.
Oh, wrong gear. Fuck. Right, final lap for me.
That lap was a 1:36.38.
Shit. Okay, deserved anyway. What is your fuel left?
It's 206.
206. How much fuel did you start with?
Or it says 124 under. I have a different HUD.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So maybe it's... Yeah, we'll see in the log otherwise, but...
Yeah.
What's yours? So I know...
I had 0.91, so when I crossed the line it was 1.20 liters left.
Okay, let's see. I can't see it in the black box, right?
You see it in the log only, and you should... Well, in the black box,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You see it in the log file, that's indeed.
Yeah. 1.2. It says on the in-car dash. So...
Yeah, so where you are right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
1.2426 something.
Yeah, can you tell me quick what you
Uh,
started with in terms of fuel?
yes, I'll go out to monitor, right?
Yep.
I started with 15 liters.
Ah, okay. I started with 14. So yeah, we need to see, because it could be quite the case that in slipstream you save a lot of time. So I can tell you the threshold already. If you leave the final turn, I did not know why you took the white lines there, going around.
I felt the rear sliding.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I hear you. The rear was sliding indeed. It was just not too bad, unless dirty air really fucks it up. I do not know how the car operates in dirty air, so you may want to think
But
about.
I was about 5 meters off the line. I should have been further to the right to the beginning.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I almost picked the curb
Mhm.
by the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have been an easy run on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the threshold really, in the way your car is set right now, is if someone is behind you in the same gearing, in the same wing, um, once you leave the corners, and talking about same exit speed, five,
Mm.
if you are further away than 5/10, 500,
Mm.
you may have to defend. If you are exiting the final turn with 550, you should be clear till turn 1.
Okay.
That's going to be the threshold. Of
With
course,
someone with the same wing.
and the same gearing.
Yeah.
So having said so, as you say, top speeds in the server are different and lower by how much? 7 kph, 8 kph?
They were running 238.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys, but the one running 32, so running 243.
So yeah, and you run 254 even clean air, so that
Yeah.
quite gives me the feeling of wing. Also explains why they are so quick in the second sector, as the second sector is really aero dependent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would try experimenting that with 1 click lower on the gearing and like 2 or 3 on the wing and see where it goes.
Yeah.
That is what I would do next. Beyond that, keep working on them lines there.
Yeah.
You definitely have a point 2 or point 3 ready. And yeah, I think about further things I need to make up my mind and put it down in the report.
Um, I don't think. I mean, the line changes you made the understeer thing basically go away. So now it feels really good. The
Mm-hmm.
car, it's just a matter of me not fucking up. Should we say that the qualifying setup is like done?
I think so. If you feel most confident on it, I would also try using higher wings.
You're breaking up. Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Higher wing, or
Yes, I would also try higher wings. Just to make sure that you maximized everything there. Because
yeah.
I still think it could be the case that a higher wing would just cost you half a tenth or something, or a tenth on the main straight, but could boost you 2 or 3 tenths in the infield. And that is really what you need to do then, is to maximize everything you got there, and to maximize the full, the full power of the car. Really, it is. You know what? Right now, I believe the lower wing and the higher gear ratio is quicker in the race, because basically, if no one gets a super run on you out of turn 7, which the way you exit turn 7 is nearly impossible. During the turn 8, 9, 10 complex, you cannot really be touched there. And and looking towards the main straight, if someone with a higher wing and maybe even a shorter gear ratio comes on you, the moment he actually would be near enough for you to overtake you, he's gonna hit the limiter first. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
So the gear ratio and the low wing is definitely the quickest solution for the race. 100%. Pretty sure about that.
If we can get the start, or even though if we don't get the start. I mean, because it could be like that I'm down. Let's say I'm pole.
Mm-hmm.
And we drop down to 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
On the first lap, we can't really pass someone who's fast in the corners, and we just barely catch them on the straights. But you mean that going on to the real straight, we with the lower wing and
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
slipstream,
Yeah.
we can take them. Okay.
I think what you would need to do a back-to-back test maybe with someone to hop back in and just put yourself in a race session again, and the other guy takes a little. I'm not sure you're working entirely on your own.
I have some guys that could
Okay.
offer that. Yeah.
So just give them a setting like a shorter gear ratio and wing 3, let's say, whatever
Yeah.
wing the other guys are running, and just try how much in a race. Just play being in the second place and see what is the minimum or the maximum gap you would require in order to make a move into turn 1. They might have more stability on the brakes, but that is really testing. That is really something you need to get on with and start experimenting around with.
I'll just record a couple of beginning stints. I mean, the first 3-4 laps.
Yeah.
With different settings and see the delta there.
Yeah. What you also could try and do, you remember. Okay, so do me a favor, or I do you the favor. Put yourself a rear wing 3 and the shorter gear ratio and drive 2 laps around the circuit, and then send me the 2 laps, the 2 lap motec and the race motec you just did, and I'm gonna compare the section times in that, and then we're gonna estimate or know what you need in terms of a gap.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a note. 3 laps on wing 4.
No, wing 3. 3 laps on wing 3 and 1 click shorter on the gear ratio. I think that is what would you do that, or a click shorter on the gear ratio with higher wings? I think that is what you would do, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the alternative.
Yeah.
Put that, and we're gonna check that on the motec.
Perfect.
While you do that right now, you can do it right now. I'll just quickly finish off the video and be right back in 5 minutes then.
Perfect.
So guys, that's it. That's gonna be it. That is the race preparation done at the minute so far for Philip Andersson here. I'm gonna turn on that light real quick. So yeah, it was a pretty impressive session to see a guy that is literally on pace already, knows the lines pretty well, just do minor adjustments and find out any other detail. And that's what this testing in sim racing really is about. Put in the time. Sometimes it's same with me in FSR. You put in 100 laps and suddenly you find something where you go boom, and that just gives you the additional 2 or 3 tenths you really need. I'm gonna quickly have a look on the lap times. Let me see that real quick, because he has given me access to this server lap times. Let me really quickly find it. So right now, obviously, we were sitting on a different server, but pretty much that's gonna be the real deal here. So loading into the server log to see what the top lap times are about, and here you can see it. The best he ever did in the same circumstances is 32.7. Well, I did 32.779. That was my preparation runs. So you can see it though, right today in the first sector. And I'm quickly gonna have a look at my, bear with me guys, bear with me. Gonna have a look at the results sheet, and I'm not allowed to show you that though, but I can tell you what was his best sectors. And best sectors of Philip Andersson have been a 28.774, that's half a tenth, keep that in mind. A 37.623, that is another tenth, even a tenth and a half, so it's 2/10, and a 26.042, and that is another 1.3 So we're looking into 3 and a 3. Yeah, we're looking into them 132.4 here, and that is really impressive improvement. Like, we're right there at, not saying at the top, but you look at the leaderboard right there, the top 10 hot laps. We got Daniel Fredriksson here, Robin Fredriksson, Robin Sundqvist. Those guys are really quick, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna be the top notch or the top improvement available still. Like, people can maybe do low 32s, but I think that's about it then. So a 3/10 improvement in that environment is quite an improvement for me, for my how I would say what is an improvement. And he's just got more tenths to find as we have refined the driving lines, and as we have refined a little things on the setup. We done that during the week already, where he was testing, getting ready for our session. So we started talking together on Tuesday, I think. Today's Friday, so he has done a lot of things in between. I've already helped him with giving thoughts and giving feedback. So yeah, that is the real net improvement, and he's done as fast as he's never done before. And that is really great to see. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. Also Philip, thank you so much for being a customer. Thank you so much for having set an order and worked together with me. It was a big pleasure for me. I learned a lot today. So I think you did. You're going to see, well, you're going to get your report pretty soon, way before this video is published. But yeah, basically, thank you so much for your work and for your efforts, and for really putting in the effort of what I wanted you to do. So you had quick learning, you had quick doing of what was suggested, and I think you really saw a nice outcome. Actually, I hope. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. If you're interested in getting to work with me, mail me at simracing@michi-hoyer.com. You find the email with some information on it in the description of this video. And other than that, there's nothing else for me to say goodbye, and see you on the other streams. And thank you for watching, and also once again, Philip, thank you for taking the order with me here and working with me together. Goodbye.